Shannon Sharpe is the first to strike in 2024 with a major interview. This Katt Williams interview has went through the roof. Katt took the Club Shay Shay podcast to address some people that he was not fond of on the comedic side of Hollywood, one being Kevin Hart. Katt told Shannon, in 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading in? No, we've never heard of that before. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definition of these words. So if you listening to Katt Williams correctly, he's saying Kevin Hart is an industry plant. Well, Kev did respond to Katt, because one thing Katt Williams does, he definitely ruffles the feathers of celebrities. I believe because a lot of these dudes looked up to Katt Williams and his style of comedy and how funny of a talent he has been. Kev Hart took to Twitter to say, you got to get that anger about your champ. It's honestly sad. And this comes off the back of a comment that Kev Hart said about Katt Williams on The Breakfast Club years ago that I think kind of set Katt off. He said, you've had the shot. You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You messed up the promo shoots. You messed up the promo trips. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped messing with you. I have time to fact check everything Katt Williams said, because the world of Katt Williams is a fictional world. Another thing that Kev Hart said in that same Breakfast Club interview about Katt Williams years ago was that Katt Williams chose drugs. And I'm bringing that up for a specific reason, because in that interview with Shannon Sharpe, Katt Williams let it be known that he had never dealt with drugs. That's interesting to me. I don't know what Katt did or didn't do. I would say over the years, some of Katt's actions would behoove you to believe that he's battled some demons like a lot of us have. I'm looking at this dude fight kids on the internet a few years ago. Have we forgotten about that? Katt Williams appears to have gotten over some demons, or battling through some demons, or maybe still dealing with demons. To go on Shannon Sharpe's podcast and say, yo, I ain't never did that. To me, I thought Katt Williams missed an opportunity to be vulnerable and to tell us some truths. Because for me personally, this is me talking here. All right, I don't follow or subscribe to what the common thought is on the internet. I got my own brain. This is what I got from Katt Williams' interview with Shannon Sharpe. He seems very bitter. Two things can be true. A bitter person can also tell the truth. I'm not saying some of this stuff that Katt Williams has alleged is not true. I don't know. It's juicy. It's tea. It's gossipy. It's all those things. But for me, life got to make sense to me. Like, I cannot listen to my uncle give me relationship advice and then come to find out this dude was a habitual liar and cheated on his wife. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying you can't be the dude to give me the relationship advice. I'm just telling you what it is for me. It's all got to add up. You don't got to be perfect. It's just all got to add up. And when I'm listening to Katt Williams with Shannon Sharpe not hold himself accountable for any of this stuff and do an entire over 2.5 hour interview pretty much knocking everybody in Hollywood that is more successful than him. And the sad thing about it is, I think most of us would admit Katt Williams as a talent is much more funnier than Steve Harvey, than Cedric the Entertainer, than Ricky Smiley, or Kevin Hart. But if we talk about those gentlemen that we forementioned and that Katt Williams mentioned in that interview, all of those dudes had their business together more than Katt Williams. And I'm just listening to Katt, and he sounds bitter. And I've got to be honest with you guys. I would hate to be in a position where I look back on my life and all I got to show for my hard work and my talent is to try to tear other people down and say why they shouldn't be in the spot that they're in right now. I think that's sad. I do. I think that's sad, and I don't want to go out that way. Again, I'm not telling you what Katt Williams said in that interview ain't somewhat true. I don't know. When we start talking about Hollywood, I know for a fact Hollywood is a freaky place. Y'all know what I think about Hollywood? You remember the freakiest night you've ever had in your life in a hotel room? Y'all know we get freaky when we book that hotel room. I don't know what it is about that hotel, but you just go to your craziest bag of freaky when you in that hotel room. Think think about your freakiest night in the hotel. I think Hollywood is 99 times freakier than your freakiest night in that hotel. That's what I think. And you know you gave it up. That was a freaky night for you. Let's be clear about that. You know what I'm saying. I'm saying that to say you don't got to tell me that Hollywood is freaky. I know things happen for people to get into roles and get in positions. We're not refuting that. I'm not even talking about that. I know Hollywood is freaky. What I'm telling you is it's tough for me to take in the information that Katt Williams delivered in this interview about industry plants, about Hollywood's favorites, about how freaky Hollywood is, about what people did to get in the roles, when it's all masked and compiled in seemingly hatred. Shannon Sharpe just allowed Katt Williams to have his platform for 2.5 hours to vent about everybody that has done better than Katt Williams. And Katt's super successful, but these dudes have done better than him at business. He dissed everybody. Everybody that's had more success than him. He even gave something to DC Young Fly. I think DC Young Fly is 20 years younger than Katt Williams, at least. He dissed everybody that's had their business together more than him. And that's sad to me. Please let me know your thoughts on Katt Williams' explosive interview that he did with Shannon Sharpe. That boy Shannon Sharpe is cooking, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all let me know what y'all think about his interview with Katt Williams. We're going to be talking about Katt for the next few days because, listen, it's what everybody else is talking about. Be clear. I'm just telling y'all, for me personally, it was tough to digest because it was masked in hate. Listen, I'm going to just say this last thing and I'm going to get the hell up out of here. I ain't going to take too much of your time. I know you're on your grind. There are definitely people in play that stop us from getting to the goals that we got. All right, I don't want to sound corny or cliche here. You got to understand, the industry that I'm in right now, on the music side of things, and even becoming on the sports side of things, this is a female-dominated industry. Being on camera right now is being dominated in the reporter space by women. Women are killing it right now. I think right now, program directors, people all over are making up for the years of women not getting opportunities in the space that I'm in. And not to mention, women just look better than men do. I'm not mad at Taylor Rooks for getting looks that I can't get. She looks better than me. I ain't tripping over that. I know Taylor Rooks look better than me. But listen, though, if I don't figure it out in my career, it's my fault. I'm not going to be 55, 60 years old blaming the white man. I can do that game, but what's that really going to get me? It's on me to figure it out in my life. That's it. I'm not going to be playing the blame game. I am nobody's victim, all right? I'm not going to sit around and do that all day. And we live in a world where that's the common thing right now. I'm not surprised that this Katt Williams interview is doing great. A lot of people relate to Katt Williams. His story resonates with people. You want to know why? A lot of people believe the reason why they didn't make it is because of somebody else. And maybe there's a small percentage of people that is true for, but the reality is, the truth of the matter is, that is not the truth of a lot of people's story. That's what they tell you. That is not the truth of their story. The truth is, the reason why a lot of people did not make it in their careers, in their lives, is because of them. They did it to themselves. And I don't know Katt Williams, but his story seems very similar to a lot of stories that I've heard in my life where it's, I'm going to blame the white man. I'm going to blame that entity. I'm going to blame Hollywood because that's cool and cliche and makes you feel better at night. So no, I'm not surprised that people are buying in to Kev Hart being an industry player, to Cedric the Entertainer stealing his jokes. There may be truth in that. To Steve Harvey's hairline being fake. I never even looked at it that way, but now that it might be fake, right? It could be fake. But with that being said, it makes people feel better by tearing other people down. And Katt Williams knew that. You could tell he had studied the guest that Shannon Sharpe previously had on his show, because all of those dudes that Katt Williams talked about in his interview with Shannon Sharpe, ironically, most of them had also been guests on Shannon Sharpe's show. He had studied them. He knew exactly what they had said, and he was well prepared to strike and to diminish those people's careers any way possible. And that's sad to me. Time, love, supports what your boy will never take for granted. I'm nobody's victim, and I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs? when I believe I can build my own.
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple, to be the best there's ever been. So, please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories, I talk music, I cover sports, I am culture, I am FERRO.